Good morning. I wanted to have a quick cup of coffee with you. The wind is blowing today. It's, shall we say, overly breezy out here. And I'm positioned near my back door. So here's me whispering, though my mic is right here. You see, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's really blowing. I might turn the camera on the garden while we chat. Can you see those sunflowers out there? This is not as bad as it will be when monsoons come. And I don't have any of the sunflowers braced yet. I don't see the need for some of them to be braced. They have very thick stalks. But, you know, this would be a good opportunity today. I don't know how long it's going to be this windy. A good opportunity today to study them and see what I'm going to need. The ones I planted were only supposed to grow 6 feet tall. These look over 6 feet tall. I mean, it's beautiful. It's 66 degrees and it just feels great. So yes, I went away for a couple days. I watered Tuesday morning, drove away. We drove to Apache Junction. I showed you a couple of little shorts of what that looks like. We stayed at an Airbnb, my friend and I and his mother, because, well, they were having something done to their house and his older mother couldn't really be in the house. It just wouldn't work. So, you know, I booked an Airbnb up there and we stayed in a place where I had lived briefly as a child. Well, we had visited many, many times. We used to stay at the Superstition Inn in Apache Junction for about a week every year in December. My father was stationed, he was assigned overseas as a chemist for an oil company. I was born overseas and spent my first 12 years, over 11 years overseas. But we would, the company people were to go back to their home countries for about a month every year. And my parents had a routine of a week in Miami, a week in Las Vegas, and a week in Apache Junction at the Superstition Inn. It's no longer there. I went to look for the spot where it was. It's still an empty place after they tore it down. Some people call it the heart of the city, that corner where that resort was. A lot of actors stayed there when they were filming Westerns. Elvis. I met Clint Eastwood as a child when he was filming something for Rawhide. So we stayed in an Airbnb at just about the base of the Superstition Mountains, much closer than I'd ever known anybody lived. When I was there, it was the hotel and then the desert leading up to the Superstition Mountains. Now they are building right at the base, And those homes are $1 million homes, anywhere between $700,000 and $1 million. So we stayed at an Airbnb, and it's beautiful. And I showed you a couple photos or a video, and I may be showing you some as I'm talking about this. So I was gone the next day, and it's in the 90s here, and then I got back at 6 the following day, Thursday. Most of the plants had done okay. Most were on irrigation, but there's certainly quite a few that are not. The hydrangeas didn't do well. My hydrangeas from Proven Winners, I just did a video about that yesterday. In fact, they're just so horrible, and I'll include a real quick clip. My poor hydrangeas. All those crunchy leaves, they didn't flop over as in the entire plant wilted, but all the leaves died. I didn't water them. I watered them before I left. I didn't water them the next day because I thought I'd been overwatering. They're on irrigation, but I turned it off. And they crunched up and dried up. The stems are still standing tall, but the leaves are just dead, all of them. I even had a small bud. It's dead. So I don't know quite what to do. I don't know if I should cut them back and see if I can't get regrowth or just leave them the way they are. It's not like they have any leaves anyway. There's plenty of room for new leaves to grow. I harvested a couple gypsy peppers yesterday. They taste average. I had to harvest some blueberries because they're starting to dry out. I didn't know blueberries were so much work. There must be something I don't know about harvesting them. As you can see, my carpet roses are in their second bloom. They're so beautiful. I have one long arm, but it's got about 10 blooms at the end. I really don't want to prune that back until they bloom. The potatoes may or may not be ready. I just don't know. I think it was supposed to be 90 days for small potatoes. I think we're there. Just trying to think what else changed out here in the garden. There are doves. They're always here. And in this bucket right here, let's see if I can see in the camera. There we are. I'm directionally challenged with this thing right there. That is the Johnny Ringo from Proven Winners. Looking okay today. A lot of new growth. It's very small too though. The snapdragons are looking peaked. Not really sure why. I moved them out to the sun thinking they'd do better, and they're not. I might have to move those back in the shades. Same plant will do better sometimes in the shade and sometimes in the sun. Let's go watch these sunflowers for a minute. That's my ruby jewel coreopsis. Those are the first blooms. And it will take over the yard. So I'm gonna have to figure something out here because I've got way too much stuff growing now. It's gotten too wild. And this moonlight thyme is starting to bloom as well. And this sun rose is really going for it. There are the sunflowers. Look at the stems on those things. Let me see. I think one of them might be getting ready to, that one might be getting ready to form a bud. It will get much windier than this during monsoons, so I'm hoping for the best. I did have a few braced last year, but not all of them. I didn't really plant these big, thick ones in the middle. I'm pretty sure those are the volunteers. And the rest have smaller stems. I really didn't want really big sunflowers taking over the yard again like they did. Of course, they cut off light. Do they? Not really. No, that's not true. The light doesn't go behind them at all. As you see, I'm so proud. My melon are climbing. They're already needing their second staking, and the watermelon are going for it. I'm so happy. The bush beans over there, volunteer zinnia, are climbing, although I'm not climbing, they're just growing. They are bush beans. I hope they don't climb too far. Yeah, potatoes I have to think about. Are they ready? Are they not ready? Are they ready? Are they not ready? Are they overwatered, underwatered? Are they ready? Boy, I just don't know. Yep, hi. My beautiful coreopsis needs complete deadheading. They really do better when they're deadheaded, don't they? My beautiful blanket flowers from seed, last year's. Over there is the little yellow climbing rose. I don't know if you can see it right now. I mean, I could carry you over there, but we're on the tripod. Let's carry you over there real quick. There they are. Sweet, so sweet. Oh, look at us, blowing away. Goodness, now I'm carrying the tripod. Uh-oh, the receiver's heading. I hope that's not a problem. Crepe myrtles are in bloom. The sun is shining. It is 66. That's my happy place. It really, truly is. Mid-60s. And to be honest, I love wind. If it's not super destructive, I love it. And I do plant and plan for wind, always, always. After my first year here, I learned it was very important to think about wind and rain and monsoons that for a brief moment are something just short of a typhoon, I swear. Anyway, good morning to you. Thanks for joining me for coffee. Talk to you later. Bye.